Welcome to Master Play Enterprise. What's good, family? You're now rolling with Master Play Enterprise, where we break down the game of life, success, and winning on your terms. Whether you're here for next-level business strategies, mindset hacks, or real talk about money, relationships, and power, you're in the right place. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement. We're rewriting the rules, stacking wins, and building empires together. So smash that subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get this bread. Today's topic, Essence Love. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's dive in. You ever pause to wonder why love feels both transcendent and all too familiar? A delicate dance between passion and pain? In our quest to understand love, we journey back through the corridors of time, where ancient philosophers debated its meaning, and forward into the realm of modern science, where neural pathways light up with each heartbeat. Our story unfolds as a dialogue, a conversation between timeless wisdom and contemporary discovery, revealing that love is as much a moral and existential choice as it is a deeply wired biological phenomenon. In the quiet halls of ancient thought, Plato envisioned love as an ascent toward beauty and truth. His concept of eros proposed that love begins with mere physical attraction, yet it quickly evolves into a higher, almost mystical encounter with the soul. Plato saw love not as a simple feeling, but as a transformative journey, a pursuit that elevates both the lover and the beloved toward intellectual and spiritual heights. Aristotle offered another principle through which to view love. He placed great value on filial, a form of love rooted in deep friendship, virtue, and mutual love. Aristotle believed that the best kind of love enhances character and encourages both partners to lead lives of excellence. It is a partnership where each individual inspires the other to strive for greater understanding and self-improvement. In his eyes, love became the foundation of flourishing. Then there's Kierkegaard, who introduced the idea of agape, an unconditional, selfless love that demands sacrifice and years to witness. For Kierkegaard, love was more than a transient emotion. It was an unwavering commitment, a commandment that required us to embrace vulnerability in the hope of finding redemption. His words remind us that love, even in its most challenging forms, holds the promise of spiritual fulfillment. Yet, not all ancient perspectives painted love in such an exalted light. Schopenhauer unmasked love as an illusion, a powerful force driven by the will to life, persisting purely to ensure the continuation of our species. He argued that what we often celebrate might be nothing but a natural biological drive, masquerading as something far more mysterious and beautiful. His view, while stark, forces us to confront the raw mechanics underlying our most cherished emotions. In contrast to these lofty ideals, Erich Fromm's modern examination of love presents it as an art, a discipline that demands practice, care, responsibility, and respect. Fromm's approach is grounded in the belief that love is an active commitment, one that requires labor and nurturing, rather than simply being passively experienced. In this light, love becomes both an existential choice and a craft to be honed over time. Here lies the paradox that has fascinated humanity for centuries. Is love an ethereal pursuit of the divine, or is it merely the product of evolutionary programming? This tension between abstract ideals and measurable biological processes sets the stage for our next chapter, where the romance of philosophy meets the rigor of neuroscience. When we peer into the human brain, we ignite a whole new perspective on love, a realm governed by hormones and neural chemistry. Lust, the initial spark of attraction, is fueled by testosterone and estrogen. These hormones ignite a primal desire essential for reproduction, but they also lay the groundwork for the later, more nuanced stages of love. Short. pure drive. As we transition from lust to the exhilarating phase of attraction, the brain subtly shifts gears. Dopamine floods our neural circuits, bestowing upon us a euphoric high reminiscent of a rewarding adventure. In these moments, norepinephrine adds a spark of obsession and excitement, turning simple glances into a cascade of emotional fireworks. A drop in serotonin, meanwhile, leaves us entranced and fixated. It mirrors obsessive thought patterns often seen in those so deeply enamored that every waking moment is consumed by the object of their affection. The scientific language of love explains why we might feel an overwhelming sense of purpose or despair after a breakup. The neural pathways responsible for these sensations are remarkably similar to those activated by addictive substances. Love, in its rawest form, is as intoxicating as it is overwhelming. Yet love does not end with the fleeting excitement of attraction. As relationships mature, the brain begins to foster bonds through the slow release of oxytocin. Often referred to as the cuddle hormone, oxytocin deepens feelings of trust and connection, transforming temporary infatuation into enduring companionship. Another player in this intricate dance is vasopressin, a chemical that encourages monogamy and fosters the long-term bonding seen in not only humans, but even in prairie voles. Together, these neurochemicals guide love from its initial intensity into a state of secure attachment and profound intimacy. This layered journey through the neurochemical landscape illuminates a crucial insight. Romantic love shares many characteristics with addiction. The same circuitry that drives our pursuit of pleasure also binds us to a partner, making both the joy of love and the pain of loss experiences etched deeply into our physical beings. Brief shock, real pain. Yet to truly appreciate the complexity of love, we must delve into the rich tapestry of psychological theories that frame our emotional lives. Sternberg's triangular theory of love presents a model that is at once simple and multifaceted. According to Sternberg, love is composed of three essential elements: intimacy, passion, and commitment. These elements combine in various ways, resulting in different types of love: romantic love, companionate love, and the ideal, all-encompassing, consummate love. In its most balanced form, when intimacy, passion, and commitment harmonize, love becomes a comprehensive, transformative force in our lives. But what does this mean for our everyday experience of love? Consider the intense emotions that accompany a whirlwind romance: passion without the steadiness of commitment, or deep friendship without the fire of attraction. Realizing that love can exist in multiple forms and that its expressions are as varied as the individuals who experience it encourages us to approach relationships with a more nuanced, appreciative mindset. Delve deeper, reflect. Attachment theory, developed by Bowlby and Ainsworth, provides yet another layer of understanding. It suggests that our early relationships with primary caregivers shape our expectations of intimacy and trust as adults. A secure attachment instills confidence and comfort in forming close bonds, while anxious or avoidant attachments can leave lasting imprints on our approach to love. These theories remind us that our capacity for love is not merely a product of conscious choice or hormonal impulse. It is also profoundly influenced by the patterns and experiences of our past. They challenge us to consider the full breadth of human connection, from the comforting presence of a trusted friend to the exhilarating vulnerability of romantic engagements. Thus, we stand at the crossroads of two seemingly disparate realms: the philosophical and the scientific. Ancient luminaries offered us visions of love as lofty, transformative, and even sacred. Modern scientists have uncovered the very building blocks that give rise to these cherished sensations. At first glance, these perspectives might seem in conflict: abstract ideals versus tangible, measurable phenomena. Yet on closer inspection, they reveal a startling coherence. Love is both an existential choice and a natural phenomenon, embodying the interplay between moral will and biological steering. The journey toward understanding love thus becomes a quest to integrate these wisdoms, to accept that complexity is not a contradiction, but the very essence of what it means to be human. In our pursuit of love's true nature, we have uncovered a rich mosaic of theory and discovery. Every philosophical insight adds depth to our emotional experience, while every scientific finding reinforces the reality that our feelings are grounded in the physical landscape of the brain. This synthesis of ideas challenges us to think both critically and compassionately about the relationships we form and the values we uphold. The beauty of this exploration lies in its invitation to us all to become both students and practitioners of love. Just as the ancients required us to meditate on beauty, truth, and virtue, so too must we stay curious and nuanced about the ways in which our own bodies and minds engage with this universal emotion. Love demands not only our hearts, but our intellect. It calls us to nurture meaningful connections and to recognize that every moment of affection, every pang of longing, has roots that reach deep into the fabric of our existence. Now, as our journey draws to a thoughtful close, consider the poignant balance before you. The tension between the ethereal beauty of ancient ideals and the stark clarity of scientific study. This is the essence of love, a mystery layered with complexity, yet unified by a simple truth. It enriches our lives and shapes our very being. The ancient philosophers taught us that love is a pursuit of higher meaning, while modern science shows that it is deeply enshrined in our biology. These truths, though arising from different realms of thought, converge to remind us that we are both creatures of passion and reason. We must now embrace a holistic vision of love. This vision honors both the poetic declarations of Plato and the precise revelations of neuroscience. It calls on us to nurture relationships with deliberate care, using the lessons of Fromm's art of loving and Sternberg's triangular model to cultivate intimacy, passion, and commitment. And it urges us to reflect on our own life stories, recognizing that each personal experience of love is a thread woven into the grand tapestry of human existence. In reflecting on these insights, let us carry forward the wisdom that love is an active, restorative force that transcends simple definitions. At its core, love is a bridge, a connection between the past and the future, between the profound ideals of philosophy and the tangible realities of our neural architecture. As we stand at this intersection, we recognize that understanding love is not about finding one absolute answer, but about celebrating its multifaceted nature and embracing its inherent contradictions. Love endures because it is both a conscious choice and an automatic, instinctive impulse. It is a reminder that while matter and molecules may define the physicality of our existence, it is the unseen, intangible threads of choice, meaning, and connection that truly bind us together. With every discovery, every philosophical assertion, and every neuroscientific insight, we gain not only knowledge, but also a deeper appreciation of the forces that make us who we are. This journey into the heart of love leaves us with a final, resonant message. Seek to understand, appreciate, and nurture the love that is woven into the fabric of life. In the symphony of existence, love is the melody that, played correctly, can transform our lives, imbuing even the simplest moments with profound purpose. Join us as we bridge timeless philosophical wisdom with contemporary scientific discoveries to unravel the multifaceted nature of love.
Cultural and societal influences on love. Key insight: the purest love is not possessive, but liberating. Final answer: what is love? A holistic definition. Love is a biologically rooted, psychologically complex, culturally shaped force that drives human connection. It can be euphoric, painful, selfless, or selfish, but at its best, it is a conscious choice to nurture, understand, and commit to someone or something beyond oneself. Why love is the most important thing on Earth? Love is not just an emotion, it is the foundation of human survival, meaning, and evolution. Here's why it is the most powerful and essential force on Earth.
It is the root of human survival. Biological necessity. Without love, attachment, infants would not survive. Parental care is hardwired into our biology. Tribal bonding. Early humans survived because they cooperated, protected, and loved each other. Loners didn't last. Oxytocin and trust. This love hormone strengthens social bonds, making societies function. Without love, humanity would have gone extinct. 2. Love gives life meaning. Existential answer to suffering. Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor, found that love gives purpose even in unbearable pain. Psychological well-being. Studies show people with strong social connections, live longer, happier lives. The why behind struggles. People endure hardships for love. Parents for children, partners for each other, friends through crises. Love makes suffering meaningful. 3. Love is the core of morality and compassion. Golden rule across religions. Love your neighbor. Christianity. Compassion. Buddhism. Karuna. Hinduism. Justice and empathy. Laws against murder, theft, and cruelty exist because we value love for others' well-being. Altruism. People risk lives for strangers, e.g. heroes in disasters, because of unconditional love, agape. Without love, society would collapse into selfish chaos. 4. Love drives human progress. Art and creativity. Most music, poetry, and art are about love. It inspires beauty. Scientific discovery. Many breakthroughs come from a love of truth. Einstein, curiosity is a delicate form of love. Social movements, civil rights, charity, and revolutions are fueled by love for justice and humanity. Love is the engine of civilization. 5. Love heals and transcends physical health. Married people live longer. Hugs reduce stress hormones. Psychological healing. Therapy works best when clients feel seen and loved. Spiritual liberation. Mystics say love dissolves ego, connecting us to something greater. Love is the closest thing we have to magic. 36. Deepening questions with a friend, e.g., what's your most treasured memory? Proven to accelerate intimacy, even with strangers. Rituals matter. Weekly calls with parents, annual trips with friends. Rituals create emotional safety. Forgive, but don't forget boundaries. Holding grudges harms you more than them, but forgiveness, allowing repeat hurt. 4. Spread love to strangers and the world. Love isn't limited to people we know. Random acts of kindness, pay for a stranger's coffee, compliment someone sincerely. Studies show givers and receivers get a mood boost. Compassion meditation, loving kindness practice. Repeat, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be free from suffering. MRI scans show this increases empathy and reduces stress. Fight for justice. Love isn't just warm feelings, it's action. Support causes that reduce suffering, e.g. donating, volunteering. 5. Love when it's hard, the ultimate test. True love isn't just easy, it's choosing love in darkness. Conflict, opportunity. Instead of you're wrong, try help me understand. Grief and love are twins. The pain of loss is proof of love's depth. Let yourself feel it fully. Love after betrayal. Rebuilding trust is possible, but requires radical honesty and time. The importance of love. Why it's the foundation of life. Love is not just an emotion. It is the core driver of human survival, happiness, and societal progress. Here's why love is the most essential force in existence. 1. Love ensures survival and evolution. Biological necessity. Babies need love, attachment to survive. Without care, they perish. Tribal bonding. Early humans thrived because they loved and protected each other. Oxytocin and trust. This bonding hormone strengthens relationships, ensuring cooperation. Without love, humanity would have gone extinct. 2. Love gives life, meaning and happiness. Purpose in suffering. Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor, found that love makes pain meaningful. People with strong social bonds are happier, less depressed, and live longer. Motivation to live. Many endure hardships for love, parents for kids, partners for each other. Love is the reason we keep going. 3. Love creates compassion and morality. Golden rule. Every major religion teaches love kindness. Love your neighbor. Justice and empathy. Laws against cruelty exist because we value love for others. Altruism. Heroes risk lives for strangers, driven by unconditional love, agape. Without love, society would collapse into selfishness. 4. Love drives human progress. Art and culture. Most music, poetry, and art are inspired by love. Scientific discovery. Curiosity is a form of love. Einstein called it a passion for truth. Social change. Movements for equality, civil rights, charity are fueled by love for humanity. Love is the engine of civilization. 5. Love heals and transforms. Physical health. Hugs lower stress. Married people live longer. Emotional healing. Therapy works best when people feel seen and loved. Spiritual growth. Mystics say love dissolves ego, connecting us to something greater. Love is the closest thing to magic we have. The disadvantages and consequences of a life without love. Love is essential for human well-being, but what happens when it's absent, distorted, or unbalanced? Here's a breakdown of the psychological, social, and physical costs of lacking love. 1. Psychological and emotional damage. A. Loneliness and mental health decline. Chronic loneliness, lack of love, belonging, is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, Holt-Lundstad, 2015, linked to depression, feelings of worthlessness, anxiety, fear of rejection, suicidal ideation, extreme emotional isolation. B. Attachment disorders, avoidant attachment, fear of intimacy, emotional detachment, anxious attachment, clinginess, fear of abandonment. Root cause often stems from childhood neglect or loveless upbringing. C. Narcissism and sociopathy. Extreme cases, antisocial loyalty beats transactions every time. 3. Love yourself. No hustle is worth destroying your mental health. Set boundaries, take breaks, stay balanced. Can't pour from an empty cup. 4. Love the process. Overnight success is a myth. Fall in love with learning, failing, and growing. The journey is the reward. Number 5. Love the impact. The greatest legacy isn't wealth, it's how many lives you improve. Make money, but also make a difference. Final word for Masterplay Enterprise viewers. Play the long game, build with love, lead with heart, and success will follow. Now go out there and dominate, but do it with love.